Israel is probing claims that Iranian-linked spies infiltrated the military from within. The revelations are raising tough questions for Benjamin Netanyahu and Israel's security agencies. Despite a fragile truce, Iran and the US have exchanged fresh strikes, sparking fears of a new escalation. Both sides accuse each other of violating the ceasefire as tensions surge across the Gulf. Panic is mounting within Israel's military over claims Iran groomed spies before their entry into the IDF. The allegations have sparked fears of deep infiltration inside Israel's security network. 3 Israeli soldiers and 1 civilian have been indicted for allegedly spying for Iran. The charges were filed on May 8 as tensions continue to rise across the Middle East. Investigators say the suspects maintained long-term contact with individuals linked to Iran. Authorities claim the communication continued over an extended period. The case was reported by the Times of Israel on May 8 amid fresh ceasefire violation claims in the region. The revelations have added to growing security concerns inside Israel. Reports say the 3 soldiers were already in touch with their alleged handler before joining the military. The suspected links reportedly began prior to their enlistment in the IDF. A joint statement by the IDF, Shin and Israel police said the accused were minors at the time. Security agencies confirmed the contacts allegedly began when the suspects were underage. Authorities allege the soldiers knowingly carried out espionage activities for Iranian handlers. The suspects are accused of acting with full awareness during the operations. Investigators claim the soldiers passed sensitive information and photographs to Tehran. The alleged intelligence sharing is now at the center of the probe. The accused allegedly shared images of an Israeli Air Force technical training school. Officials say the photographs were sent while the soldiers were undergoing training there. Suspects are also accused of documenting train stations, shopping centers, and CCTV locations. Authorities believe the information could have been used for surveillance purposes. Security agencies say the handler allegedly instructed the suspects to purchase weapons. The investigation is now examining the extent of the alleged operational plans. Washington projects power. While Tehran claims the world is finally seeing the truth behind the first direct clash between the United States and Iran. For the first time since the April truce, American and Iranian forces have exchanged direct fire, raising fears of a dangerous new phase in the conflict. CENTCOM says US forces launched self-defense strikes after what it describes as unprovoked Iranian attacks in the Gulf. Despite rising tensions and reports of retreating warships, CENTCOM insists the United States does not seek escalation. Iran's military claims American warships crossed into the Strait of Hormuz and launched strikes deep into Iranian territory. Explosions echoed across southern Iran tonight, with reports of attacks targeting Iranian naval assets near key coastal regions. President Trump downplayed the confrontation, calling the strikes a love tap and insisting the ceasefire remains intact. Donald Trump told ABC News, and I quote, attacks on Iran after targeted US destroyers in the Strait of Hormuz were a love tap. The ceasefire is going. It's in effect, unquote. The Revolutionary Guard says Iran responded immediately, targeting US naval assets after the latest American strikes. Iran claims missile and drone operations pushed American warships out of the strategic Strait of Hormuz. Reports from the Gulf indicate Iranian forces exchanged heavy fire with what officials described only as enemy forces near Qeshm Island. Tehran says its retaliation was swift, striking back moments after fresh US attacks in the Hormuz region. Iran is accusing the United States of terrorist aggression, alleging civilian areas along the coast were deliberately targeted. Ibrahim Zolfagari said, and I quote, the American aggressor, terrorist, and bandit army, violating the ceasefire, targeted an Iranian oil tanker moving from the coastal waters of Iran in the Jarsk region towards the Strait of Hormuz, as well as another ship entering the Strait of Hormuz opposite the port of Fujairah in the UAE, and at the same time, they carried out airstrikes on civilian areas in cooperation with some countries in the region on the coasts of the ports of Karma, Sirik, and Qeshm Island. The armed forces of the Islamic Republic of Iran also immediately and in retaliation attacked American military vessels east of the Strait of Hormuz and south of the port of Chabahar, causing significant damage to them. The criminal and aggressor America and its supporting countries should know that the Islamic Republic of Iran, as in the past, will respond to any aggression with a crushing force without the slightest hesitation. Unquote. As explosions shook Iran's western coastline, mysterious blasts were also reported in the heart of Tehran. Air defenses lit up the skies over Tehran after two powerful explosions struck the Iranian capital. Reports now suggest a maritime base in Minab was also hit as the conflict spreads across Iran's southern coast. Tehran accuses Washington of violating the ceasefire, a charge President Trump has firmly denied. Fresh hostilities erupted just as Tehran was reviewing a new U.S. peace proposal, casting fresh doubt over hopes for de-escalation. According to reports, the U.S. proposal focused only on ending the war, leaving the broader nuclear dispute unresolved. On May 8th, the United Arab Emirates came under new wave of attacks, according to the country's Ministry of Defense. Emirati authorities said air defense systems responded to an incoming missile threat during the latest incident. The UAE's Ministry of Defense reported that loud sounds heard across the country were caused by missiles and unmanned aerial vehicles engaged by air defenses. Officials said operations to intercept the missiles and drones were ongoing as the attack unfolded. This marks the third time in a week that the UAE has come under missile and drone attacks linked to the Iran war. On May 4th, a major blaze broke out at the UAE's Key Fujairah oil terminal after reported strikes on the facility. The UAE intercepted additional missiles and drones on May 5th, as Iranian attacks on Emirati territory continued. The latest barrage comes after the United States and Iran exchanged direct fire on May 7th, their first open clash since the ceasefire began in April.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HD videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.